But they say, hey, Chris, can you and or Catherine touch on this? I feel like the statement on embalming is wrong or at least misleading. I even Googled it, and the FTC says that a funeral home can require embalming for a public viewing. I know that when my mom passed, one option presented was a brief viewing with only immediate family, and we would not be able to touch here we go again, not being able to touch the body, and it would be in what was called a viewer. So I guess we have to give a little context to the actual video that they're talking about. So in the video, there is a licensed funeral director that states that a funeral home cannot legally require you to have your loved one embalmed for a public viewing. And remind me if I'm wrong, Catherine. He said it's a federal law. So again, funeral homes can require embalming if you choose a public viewing or visitation. And where this gentleman comes in and says that it is a federal law, he's referring to the FTC, which is the Federal Trade Commission. Okay. The Federal Trade Commission has what they call the FTC funeral rule. And this was instituted back in the 80s and has never been updated since. And it says in here that, and this actually is in our GPL because it has to be in there verbatim. And it says in the top section, except in certain special cases, embalming is not required by law. Embalming may be necessary, however, if you select certain funeral arrangements, such as a funeral with a viewing. If you do not want embalming, you usually have the right to choose an arrangement that does not require you to pay for it. And it even goes on to say that phrase, except in certain special cases, it has to be right under or right beside the cost of embalming on your general price list. So, and funeral homes can, when you choose public viewing, require that your loved one be embalmed. And to take it a step further, and it's probably a little difficult for you to see, this is the standard of practice and conduct taken directly from the Pennsylvania Code. And it explains that human remains held 24 hours beyond death shall be embalmed or sealed in a container that will not allow for fumes or odors to escape or kept under refrigeration, if this does not conflict with a religious belief or medical examination. So, and from a PA standpoint, if you don't have refrigeration and the loved one is in our care and you have not been able to come into the funeral home because you've chosen, I'm not coming into the funeral home until next Monday because of whatever reason, the funeral home would have to embalm that decedent, and the funeral home has the right to charge for the embalming of that decedent. And then again, me being licensed in Maryland, the Maryland article explains that unembalmed bodies stored for more than 48 hours. So you have 48 hours, and either the decedent has to be embalmed or you must remain in refrigeration until the authorizations have been met.